Hi guys, welcome to my channel Subhashar's classes. Today we are dealing with nomenclature of organic compounds. As you know, in chemistry, organic chemistry is a very vital part, and while dealing with organic compounds, you have many problem in reading them or writing them. When you do not know the names of certain compounds, how can you write about their properties? And whenever you are writing the notes or you are answering the question in your exam hall, you have a lot of problem in understanding what kind of compound it is. You know, in organic chemistry the nomenclature is crystal clear because of the IUPAC system. IUPAC governs the rules how they will be named, and according to IUPAC system of nomenclature, every organic compound has three different parts. The intermediate part is the word root, which gives the number of carbon atoms, and the right side or the endmost part is the area for suffixes, and the suffixes are of two parts, the primary suffixes and the secondary suffixes. Similarly, the part which is before word root, this is known as the prefixes. Prefixes are also of two kinds. The part one are about the locants, which are alphanumeric, alphabetic and numerals, and this part is the substituents like chloro, bromo, iodo, they are substituents. And the primary suffixes are about the bonds. They may be single bond, double bond or triple bond. And the secondary suffix is about the functional group like alcohol, ketone, ether, ester or something like that, or carboxylic acid. So while naming, first you have to deal with the word root, and for reading the word root you have to look at the compound from either side so that you go through the parent chain. And what is parent chain? Suppose I go from this carbon, I have taken an example of a long compound which generally we feel afraid of writing the name of it. So while counting the number of carbon atoms, I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 carbons in this line. And if I go in this direction 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, this is also 8 along this line. And if I go along this direction 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, so I have first to choose a direction in which I have maximum number of carbon atoms, and we have studied here the maximum number of carbon atoms is 8. So word root is 8 here, and word root 8 means oct. Oct is the thing. If it is a alkane, then it will be octane. If it is alkene, then it is octene. If it is alkyne, it is octane. If it is a ketone, then it is octone. So we have to name them likewise. So first we studied that the word root is 8, so we write here oct. Next we study what are the substituents, or what are the, if there are any primary and secondary suffixes. Is there any bond here? Yes, there is a triple bond here. And where is the triple bond? Triple bond or double bond, since the two suffixes have primary here, so this is given more importance than this. Here there is a C double bond O, means it looks like a ketone because this is keto group or oxo group, so it appears like a ketone. And since here there is a triple bond, so it appears like alkyne. So out of alkyne and ketone, I have a functional group which is a secondary suffix, and I have a triple bond which is a primary suffix. So I will look at the primary first. So I will take this line as the parent line, and here I have the triple bond with the minimum number of coefficient. The value associated with that position should be minimum. If I count from this side, it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, it is bonded at 7th. And if I count from that side, it is bonded with the first one, so that should be taken. So I can write 1YNE means the triple bond is with the first carbon atom. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So I have now taken this one. The next point is, where is the functional group? Functional group is at 5, so I can write 5ONE because it is a ketone. Next I go for the prefixes. I have already used the suffix part, the functional group part, the prefix, the primary suffix part and the secondary suffix part, and the word root is also used. Next I go for the substituents. What are the substituents here? There are chlorine, chloro, there are bromo, and there is also iodo. Where is iodo? Iodo is at the fourth carbon atom, so there is a iodo at the fourth, and there is a bromo. There are two bromos at sixth point, sixth carbon atom, so I can write 6,6 dibromo because there are two bromo, so 6 at 6 there are two bromo, so I can write also rewrite this like this, bromine here, so 6,6 dibromo. This can also be written as 7,7 dichloro. So I have used chlorine, bromine, iodine, chloro, bromo, iodo. I have used all the prefixes and also the primary and the secondary suffixes. So almost my job is over now, and I have used the alpha numericals also. The alpha here is di and the numerals are 6, 6, 4, 7, etc. Then I have to see which prefix I would write first. Here there is a bromo, there is iodo, there is chloro, and if I look at D, then dibromo comes first, dichloro next, and iodo comes next. So I write from this 6,6 dibromo, next 7,7 dichloro, next 4 iodo, and the prefix part is over now. Then I go for the word root. The word root is oct, so I write oct here without any gap. Then I have two things, 1YNE and 5ONE. So it is a ketone and it is alkyne, so I write oct 5 and then the primary suffix yn, so 5YNE, but it does not end here. I have one more to write, so I have to omit this last letter and write 1YN and then 5ONE. This will be the name. 6,6 dibromo, 7,7 dichloro, 4 iodo, oct 1YN, 5ONE. This will be the IUPAC name of this large object. But you see, I have already forgot one part of this compound. Have you noticed it? I have not used this one out of the name. So what mistake did I do? I did not notice these two. There is a 3-methyl CH3 is methyl, and there is C2H5 CH3CH2 is ethyl, so there is also 3-ethyl. So these two prefixes must be added somewhere. So since these are prefixes, they should be before oct. Now the 3-methyl and 3-ethyl, E comes before M, so I have to write 3-ethyl and next 3-methyl. So I put these two things just before the name. So now the name starts with 6,6 dibromo, 7,7 dichloro, 4 iodo, 3 methyl, 3 ethyl, 3 methyl oct 1 yn 5 on. This will be the final name. So don't omit these things. First, when you write the prefixes, look whether you cover the whole parent chain or not, then only you can associate this as the final name. So the final name appears very larger, but you have to take notice that all the prefixes of the single substituents or the alkyl substituents are covered, then the secondary suffixes and the primary suffixes are covered in their perfect order. And if we just have a summary of this name, then this part is the word root, this is the primary suffix, this is the secondary suffix, and here these are the numerals, and di, these are the alpha, and bromo, chloro, iodo, ethyl, methyl, these are the substituents, and all these are prefixes. I think you are now clear about naming a compound, and please go through the language of chemistry by Garkhel and Sharma. That will make you crystal clear about the naming. And when you cover all the 65, I think you will be also that prompt like as I did, you can do so. Thanks for watching. Bye.